This is our second part to the Sirens TV show. But if you haven't seen our first one, basically what had happened was, Simone has been working for this cult-like woman named Kiki, who married a rich billionaire named Peter. Kiki is a bit controlling though, because she doesn't allow Peter to see his kids from his previous wife. Recovering alcoholic Devon is Simone's sister, and she is sick and tired of having to care for her father alone. So she goes to Simone's job to get her sister to come back home. Simone has some major past trauma because her mom unalived herself in front of Simone when she was just 7 years old, and she became malnourished when her alcoholic father neglected her. Devon thinks Kiki is a dangerous woman and possibly killed Peter's ex-wife, and Ethan, Simone's old Oz boyfriend. Kiki thinks her husband is cheating on her, so she makes Simone follow him, until one day Peter decides to kiss Simone, and that's where we left off. After their kiss, Peter immediately apologizes, but Simone makes an excuse about needing to go back to the Cliff House. When Kiki calls her, she doesn't spill the tea on the kiss. She's so worried about Ethan, but Kiki assures her that nothing bad happened to him. Morgan is a full-on dude that Devon slept with earlier. He warns Devon to be careful of Kiki. He says people really believe that Jocelyn was murdered. Then he asks Devon to go on a vacation with him at Palm Beach. Devon takes care of her father full-time, so she doesn't think she can go. Then Morgan receives a call from Simone asking him to come to Ethan's house. Simone is convinced that Ethan couldn't have left her, because have you seen Simone? And have you seen the Ethan with his plastic surgery falling off his face? Devon starts to suspect that Kiki pushed Ethan off the cliff like she did with Jocelyn. Simone says that's just island gossip. Before they can even leave, Kiki announces on speaker that she's going over to Ethan's house, knowing that Simone is there. To their surprise, when the door opens, Ray, Bruce, and Ethan walk in. Simone panics after seeing her father, Bruce. Ethan reveals that he flew to New York to talk to Bruce, but Bruce wanted to come to the island with him. Then he gets down on one knee and proposes. Simone girl, Ethan spent his entire trust fund. That old man broke Oz hell. Simone suddenly remembers her first time meeting Kiki. They hit it off right away, having experienced the same difficulties in life. Both of their mothers died at an early age, and both pursued law. Kiki says, if it doesn't serve you, let it go. That day, Kiki offers the position of assistant to Simone. She snaps back to reality and finds Ethan, smelling like hospital, still offering her the ring. He says Kiki scolded him for not taking Simone seriously. That was his wake-up call, so the stretched-out-faced man visited Bruce to ask for Simone's hand. But Simone is in shock after seeing her father and having told Ethan that she doesn't want to relive her traumatic childhood. Suddenly, Kiki walks in on them. Bruce mistakes her for his dead wife and starts to flirt with her, saying they used to fuck. Instead of panicking, Kiki plays along to calm Bruce down. Simone is so overwhelmed that she runs out of the house. The news of the proposal reaches the Cliff House right away that even the servants know about it. But Simone tells Peter that she said no to Ethan. Peter tries to apologize again for kissing her, but Simone says to just forget it. Simone confides in Kiki, admitting she doesn't know what to do. Kiki reveals that when she fell in love, she let Peter take care of her, and that was how she lost her career. She's worried about Simone losing herself in marriage, so she offers Simone the job to run the foundation in New York. Simone is overjoyed, and she immediately accepts the job. While having dinner, Morgan learns that Devon slept with Eddie and Ray, even though Ray is already married. Ethan still wants to talk to Simone about the proposal, unaware that he's about to get dumped. When Bruce sees Kiki, he mistakes her again for his wife. They are about to leave the next day, but Jose shares that an NFL athlete, O.J. Simpson, will be at the gala, so everyone decides to stay and attend the event. However, Kiki gets upset when she sees carbs.
Is that bread?
How do you think Kiki's body stays tea? When Kiki gets her hands on Peter's phone, she calls an unsaved number on his call log. To her surprise, it's Peter's son on the other end. Gooped and gagged, she doesn't say a word. Eddie, Morgan, and Ray all try to assert dominance over the other, each one trying to be the one for Devon. But she's not interested in any of their Ds. One's too big, one's too small, and the other is not right. Inside the room, Simone tells Ethan she last saw her father in court when he was charged with criminal negligence and child abuse. He lost custody of her. Ethan feels bad, but Simone has made up her mind and rejects his proposal. She even says dead ass no.
Dead ass.
Hold on a second.
No.
Then Simone tells Devon to take Bruce away because she doesn't care about him. She remembers how Bruce ignored their mom when she got depressed, and that's why she unalived herself. Simone remembers her time in foster care and blames her father for the sexual abuse she suffered in foster care. Devon finds this especially cold of her, but Simone has no feeling left for her dad. He was the reason. Simone almost unalived herself after all. She admits she stopped taking medication with her doctor's approval. She thinks that Devon doesn't want her to be happy and healthy because that would mean she no longer needs her. Devon gets offended and walks out on her sister. Meanwhile, Bruce and Peter share a drink as they compare how different their lives are. Peter knew how to bring home the bacon because he's Kevin Bacon. On the other hand, Bruce was dusty. Peter even lets Bruce get high, but it soon gets out of hand when Bruce starts to act out. He doesn't even recognize Simone. Luckily, Kiki calms him down again. The three men keep following Devon. She snaps and tells Ray to leave her alone. She remembers that she got drunk with Ray one night, and he left her despite knowing she was not okay. And that was how she got her first DUI. Ray says he will leave his wife for Devon, but Devon doesn't love him. He's the thing she does when she hates herself. Even if he drowns that night, she wouldn't care. That man foin Oz hell on Abbott Elementary, but I wouldn't mess with his trifling Oz in here. After listening to Kiki talk to Bruce, Peter realizes how much Kiki tried to get pregnant. He finally reveals that he wasn't in Japan and that he attended his grandson's christening. Kiki admits she was upset at first, but now she wants Peter to have a relationship with his kids. While looking for Devon, Simone finds Ethan getting drunk. He's so mad at her for dumping him, and he refuses to calm down. He keeps walking away from Simone and ignoring her warnings. Unfortunately, he falls off the cliff and everyone rushes to help him. Back at the cliff house, the photographer gets tired of waiting and shows Kiki the photo he took. Kiki is shocked to see the photo of Simone and Peter kissing. She immediately offers the photographer some money to keep him quiet and not post it on TMZ. At the hospital, Simone apologizes to Devon for all the awful things she said to her. She advises her to go on a vacation with Morgan and leave their dad behind. But even though Devon gets tired of taking care of Bruce, she can't bring herself to abandon him. Back at the house, Kiki orders the staff to pack up all of Simone's things. They all dance that the bossy girl is getting fired. Ethan wakes up in the hospital with multiple broken bones, but the doctor expects him to make a full recovery. He's still mad at Simone and blames her for what happened, but Peter steps in and defends her. Morgan drives Devon back to the cliff house, and she finally agrees to go on a vacation with him. Afterwards, she finds Bruce looking over the cliff, thinking about his late wife. Then Devon finally realizes that Ray is missing. They look for him and end up finding his clothes and cell phone on the beach. There are multiple missed calls from Ray's wife on his phone, so Bruce finally picks up. Devon tries to lie at first, but she eventually admits to Allie that they're on an island and apologizes. Allie calls her a trifling hoe. When Simone tries to join the rehearsals, she quickly senses that Kiki is acting cold towards her, and when she enters her room, she finds her things packed away and the photo of Peter kissing her. Kiki has another problem to deal with. Peter's kids are coming over and attending the gala. Simone tries explaining to Kiki that Peter made a move on her, and she pushed him away. She reminds Kiki that Peter did the same thing to her when he was still married to Jocelyn. But Kiki insists that Simone was her best friend, and she chose not to tell her about the kiss. Because she's now a threat, Kiki fires her officially. And just like a corporation, y'all should never devote your life to these rich Oz-holes. While they're getting ready for the gala, Devon finally tells Bruce that she wants to go on a vacation with Morgan. She's worried he'll say no, but Bruce is quick to let her go. He says he'll be fine, and that Devon should live her life. But while talking, Bruce suddenly calls her Simone, proving that his memory is only getting worse. Jose picks them up and explains that Kiki caught Simone stealing and immediately fired her. Now the entire family needs to leave the island as soon as possible. Simone is in the back seat, still in shock. When Peter finds out about it, he confronts Kiki. But Kiki stands by her decision and insists that Simone stole something from her, alluding to Simone stealing her mans. Devon finds out that Ray is at the precinct after getting washed up at a wedding, drunk and naked. He somehow blames Devon for everything, and it doesn't help now that his wife knows he'd been breaking Devon's back. Bruce takes the chance to apologize to Simone for neglecting her, but Simone remains speechless. This her 13th reason why, because when Devon returns, Simone is gone. She runs back to the cliff house as fast as she can. Peter is currently in her room, suffering from a mild panic attack. When their eyes meet through the window, Peter runs out to meet her. Something has changed in the air and between the two of them. Jose turns back the car after talking to Peter. He opens Kiki's safe and takes the photo of Peter kissing Simone. Meanwhile, Devon confronts Kiki for firing Simone. She calls her names in front of everyone and even accuses her of murdering Jocelyn, the first wife. So Kiki finally reveals that Jocelyn is still alive. However, her face got disfigured as a result of a failed plastic surgery after the divorce. As a sign of respect, no one in the house ever talks about her. Hearing the quiet agreement from the crowd, Devon realizes she made a mistake. Jose tells Peter that he destroyed the evidence and asks him if he wants to go through it the second time, because clearly it will be messy. But Peter has made up his mind. He finally tells Kiki they are over. He is not happy that Kiki has photos of him kissing Simone hidden as some kind of leverage against him. On top of that, Kiki kept him away from his kids. Kiki defends herself, saying that the prenuptial agreement will leave her destitute, impoverished, broke Oz, and without prospects. She reminds Peter that she left her job to care for him in his house, and all she wants is the aviary because no one knows how to care for the birds. But Peter says Simone knows how to take care of the birds. He suggests they let their lawyers talk. He announces that Simone will take care of everything from now on. Kiki is surprised that Simone is now taking her place. Simone is the most trifling, but honestly, grab that bag, sis. You came from so much trauma, so I'll give you a pass. Weaponize your daddy issues. Devon is surprised that Simone stole Peter from Kiki and that Simone seems so unaffected by it. Simone looks happy, saying she and Peter are in love. Devon says, what about Kiki? But Simone says, what doesn't serve you, let it go. She ate that. Devon says the proudest thing she's ever done was raise Simone. Simone never served her, and Devon never let her go. She no longer recognizes her own sister and finally realizes it's time to let her go. She takes the next ferry home with her father and sees Kiki getting on board as well. She apologizes to her for how she acted earlier. Kiki accepts her apology. Though she's surprised by how things turned out, she doesn't think that Simone is a bad person. Kiki even tells Devon to hurry and cash in that check she gave her while she still has the chance. Devon worries about Simone, but this time, she doesn't turn back to save her. And that's the end of the show. Honestly, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It gave a White Lotus vibe with intermixing the working class with the super rich elites. What did you guys think about this one?
Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe now and turn on the notification because YouTube isn't recommending my videos. And if you'd like to watch more foolishness, click here or here.